If you don't have a titanium spork, we don't need to be friends. Hey bike farmers, thanks for clicking in. Something a little different today. We are going to gear up and go bike packing. I'm sitting here with my new adventure bike. You probably saw the series on this. I built this bike from scratch. From tubes and lugs, I brazed it all together and I built it up, gotten it to this point. I just kind of finished it today. I'm heading out tomorrow on a shakeout ride, an overnighter. We're gonna do 65 miles out, camp for the night, do 65 miles back. I'll be meeting up with a group of beginner bike packers with Revolution Cycles in Madison, Wisconsin. It's part of Madison Bike Week, and we're gonna kind of show people how to do this bike packing thing. I haven't been bike packing in forever, it feels like, over a year. It's been a while, and I figured I'd bring you along for the ride as I think through everything. And I just have a couple of bins. I have it pared down. I've been on a few bike tours, and it's all about living simply on the road. I guess let's just get started. So I have my thermos here all stickered up and ready to go, and then I have this big Velo orange bottle holder for it. What I like this for is usually it's empty. If it's really hot out, I'll fill it full of cold water or ice, and then you always have something cool. But most of the time it's empty, and at the end of the day I like to stop at a gas station and find the hot water spigot, and you fill it with piping hot water, and then you have hot water ready to go at camp. The other two water bottles, water bottle holders, hold regular old water bottles, so I can fit two of my big Bike Farmer bottles on this bike, which will be great. Plenty of water for riding. Usually I'm not outside of 20 miles or 30 miles from services, gas stations or whatever, but you never know. I mean, I built an adventure bike so I could find adventure. I don't bring a water filter or that kind of thing, but it's always a good thing to have if you are going to be really in the wilderness and away from a gas station for that long. Then it's nice to pump a whole bunch of water. If you have to filter your water, carry as much as you can, because filtering water is a pain in the butt. So that's hydration. I have the half frame bag here, and right now it's empty. The number one most important thing is a sausage stick. Hopefully it's telescoping, right? It's a nice sausage fork here. You can see that. Then this one's great because, look at that, I can twist it from the handle. It's got this little red knurled nut thing going, and you can just twist your sausage just like that. I don't know about you, but when I'm camping, I like to twist my sausage as often as I can. And then I have some Gorilla Tape, just in case, on the handle. Nice ergonomic, and that fits right in there. This is a camp towel. Fast drying pack towel. This is actually a pretty big one. They make smaller ones, but I like the big one, and it works pretty good. If you want to go swimming, if you have a shower at your campsite, anything. You can use it to wipe your tent down if it rains or if it's a lot of condensation. Just a few minutes in the sun and this thing dries out pretty good. This is the dry bag that fits in the seat, and I'll show you that, but I'm just going to kind of fill it up with as many things as I can right now just to kind of show you how that works. Usually the seat bag back here I fill with some bedding stuff and clothes. These are my rain pants, and this is my rain coat. A few sparkles are in the forecast for tomorrow, but mostly while we're riding, I think. Honestly, that doesn't bother me a whole lot. I don't like riding in the pouring rain. Nobody does. But if it's just sprinkling, it feels kind of good. Frankly, it's like air conditioning or whatever. Like, I'm always kind of damp with sweat anyway. Who cares if it's actual water? I have a very light, sub 7 hammock and super light straps. A lot of times I'll even throw this in the front bag because, you could be riding along and be like, hey, look, there's a boat landing next to the river. And you go down there and throw your bike against a tree, and then you strap your hammock to it and take a nap because, you're on bike tour and that's what you do. You stop and take naps. This is my sleeping pad, a nice Nemo. It's really slick. Usually I can cram that way down in there. This is a little air-filled pillow. I love it. Well, here's a nice Crank Brothers multi-tool. Throw that in the frame bag. These are powdered aminos. This is good energy stuff. It's nice and light, and I like the way it tastes. And it's fun to throw it in a bottle, and gives you some energy. Some energy blocks. That's just in case things get weird and you start to bonk and you gotta just sugar up. Get yourself going again. You gotta at least get back to camp, right? This is just a dry bag with a roll top, and just like that. Now, I'm only going for one night. I don't need to bring a whole lot of clothes, Hardly need to bring anything. Not even sure I'll bring a swimsuit because there's not a lake. We're gonna be camping on top of a giant hill. You know, we'll go upstairs and I'll pack some clothes later. So this is a Revelate Terrapin system, and I'm surprised at how burly and durable it is because it does have some like plastic clasps, but it's got some nice metal stuff too. There, so nice around the seat post, okay, and then it just hooks under your seat rails here. And then that holds your dry bag in. Now, the reason I like this system is it's super easy to just pop this dry bag in and out. So when you get to camp, you just pop the dry bag out, throw it down by your tent, throw it in your tent, whatever. You got all your clothes and everything all just right here. And it just goes in like that. And then this actually is, there's two ways to do it, but we'll do it this way for demonstration purposes. And then you can strap things to the top, like your towel or a wet shirt or something. You know, I put Crocs in here, and it's kind of nice because you have this extra flap here. And obviously once I get some more clothes and stuff in here, this gets a little bit bigger and bulkier back here, but you can cinch this up super tight where it doesn't wiggle around a whole lot. You can connect it straight into the top up here too, and that makes the whole system a lot smaller, but you can really cinch this up and make it small. And then I still have visibility from my light here, so I can have a little blinky light going for when I'm on the road, which I like for safety. That's pretty much it for the rear of the bike. Let's move around to the front. So up here in the front, it's all about the dry bags. So I've been using these Sea to Summit bags. I mean, they're holding up. I assume they're still waterproof. Maybe it's time to think about getting another one, but this is my sleeping quilt. The theory there is that they're lighter because when you have a sleeping bag, you're just sleeping on top of the down that you compress, and compressed down doesn't have any insulation value anymore. So everything underneath you is wasted, and why would you carry that extra weight? So it kind of wraps over the top of you, and it works great because if you have a good sleeping pad, that is insulating underneath you. So I've slept at 40 degrees and it's been okay. You know, I have like a hoodie and long johns on. It goes pretty well. And then this is my tent with stakes, which you will see when I set it up. But it's a ZPaks Duplex, I believe they call it. And it is the greatest tent on the planet. I love it, love it, love it, love it. Super expensive. It took me like 2 trips to finally talk myself into getting one. Really glad I did, because this is it. And it's light. I mean, super light. So the tent and the sleeping bag weigh about the same. So I put one on each side. And they get strapped on with these straps. Now these are Salsa straps, which is fine. You know, it really doesn't matter which brand straps. I always get confused on which way to go with this, but you do that with your straps, and then you grab your bag and strap it to your bike. All right, that's all there is to it. That is slicker than snot on a doorknob. One of the reasons I like these bags so much is they just pop on and off so easily. Really good for bike packing. So this is a Swift Industries OZ bag, I believe. These little bags you can get at while you're riding. I have an Opinel knife, a lighter, some Burt's Beeswax, little pack of Fisherman's Friends. Those are really good. They help you breathe. Some chamois butter, just in case. This one's wide open, and you can put like little snacks and stuff up there. The front one, I got this nifty little light that's still got a little action left to it, and I think you can get it to blink, so that can kind of be safety. Like if I get on a busy road, sometimes I do that just to drive people crazy, but that's a nice thing to have. Then it actually will light up, you know, it's just a little light, but it kind of lights up a wide path just for cruising around campsites at night. Here's a bag full of goodies, pills and wet naps, some more chamois butter, some extra batteries, Band-Aids, that kind of thing. It just kind of lives in here. What else do I have up here in the front? Some extra gear straps. These are toothpaste tablets and a toothbrush and some zip ties. And like I said, I had duct tape on my sausage stick, so zip ties and duct tape, you know, get you out of a lot of little jams out there. Okay, so there's enough juice in there for a trip. Some Doc Bronner's soap, and this is how I make my coffee. Now I'll bring along a stainless steel mug. This just sits on top, and I just do a pour over coffee. I've tried everything. This is super lightweight, super easy, and actually it's just like a pour over, you know, so it's really delicious, especially at, I don't know what it is about picnic tables next to a campfire out in the open, the coffee outside, it's just better and different. And then these little guys fit right in there. This is my stove. This is how I make water hot. And I have a lighter and the gas and this little titanium mamma jamma, and this sits right on top. And all of that very easily fits right in there, and it hardly weighs a thing. And the stove, here's extra clothesline. That's a good thing to throw up front here. That'll just get tangled on everything. I'm gonna throw my Bronner's up front too. Teepee, up front. Ooh, what you gonna eat with? How about a titanium spork? If you don't have a titanium spork, we don't need to be friends. Most of the time, we don't really do fires at night. It's a lot of work. You know, we're doing so much faffing about. There's so much work involved with bike packing anyway that, you know, we just don't even bother with the fire. We'll just sit around and hang around the picnic table and have our lamps on and just hang out. And then everybody kind of goes to bed early and wakes up early and we go for a bike ride. So don't do a lot of firing, but it sure is nice to have some leather gloves to be able to reach into a fire and grab hot logs and just move them around. I love having leather gloves. So maybe on this overnighter, I'll bring it. I always opt, you know, if I have a choice of bringing something or not bringing something, I generally choose to not bring it. Rarely will I miss it or think, oh man, I really wish I had that ground cloth. It's like you just do without, especially for one night. Then again, for one night, it's not gonna kill me to haul a camp chair or something. So I don't know, maybe I should bring the leather gloves, right? I don't know, nah. So that's pretty much it for my bins and the bags. Yeah, pretty good. Okay, I think I got things laid out here pretty good. So as far as riding clothes, I do ride with padded shorts, even on tour. I've tried to eliminate bringing shorts, just it's one less thing, but I just like riding with padded shorts. And then I just throw some regular shorts over the top, and then I have a nice wool t-shirt that I like to ride in just because it doesn't stink, it dries out pretty quickly. And then things get chilly, I have this shirt, it's by 686, it's, I don't know, I can't remember, it's the Everywhere collection, but it kind of sheds water, it breaks the wind, it's really light, it's got snaps, it's just a really versatile extra layer. So like today it might be a little sprinkly, I might throw this on instead of my raincoat just because it breathes a little bit better and just kind of keeps the chill off, and you can unsnap it and snap it when you're riding. It's just great. So that's kind of the plan there. Because I'm meeting the crew with Revolution Cycles, I'm bringing my Revolution Cycle shirt, bringing a swimsuit just in case. Oh, riding socks, some thin wool socks, and then I have some thicker wool socks for tromping around the campsite with Crocs. I'm a sock guy. I don't know what it is. I just don't like having bare feet. Wool undies, wool long undies. Oh, hi, Greg. You coming to be on the video? I'm gonna pack Greg, put him right in the, what? Put him right in the bag here. This is just wool tights. Gotta have a good pair of wool tights, mostly for sleeping. And then wool long sleeve shirt too. So this will probably be what I sleep in. You know, the nice thing about the wool tights is you can just put shorts over it and then you're warmer on the campfire. I think between this long sleeve shirt and an extra t-shirt and this and my raincoat, you know, even if it gets cold, which it's not supposed to, I'll be fine. So I don't need to get at any of this stuff whilst riding. And I don't think I'm gonna need to get at any kind of hammocking or anything until we get to camp either. So I'm going to, because this bag kind of gets skinny at the end, it tapers down, I'm gonna take all this little stuff and cram it in the taper. I also don't think I'm gonna need rain pants. I don't think I'm gonna need rain pants at all, but just in case, I'm gonna keep the rain coat out just in case things get weird. This, I think I'm gonna save until the end. Use that to help roll this bag up. So here goes all of my clothes. Then you can take this sideways. Get a bunch of the air out of it. So there you go. And that'll go on the bike. and we'll just strap it all together. I don't like this thing rattling around, so I like to do that. So you can kind of cram stuff in there and then try to keep things from flopping around too much. I always like to have a bandana outside. I hang it on my handlebars. That can go in there for now. We also have a bunch of Tronics. I wanna film this, so I have the DJI Action 4 and the Mic 2. So these sync up. This is kind of new to me. I did a video last weekend. I haven't produced it yet, and it works really good. This I can hang around my neck, put the camera here, get some good riding shots, and then this also serves as a tripod if you want it. And then I also have a nice long selfie stick, which is kind of nice for doing a few things. Got my AirPods. I always listen to stuff when I'm riding alone. The Garmin, gotta, you know, if it's not on Strava, it didn't happen. And then these are just batteries for the camera. Yeah, this little guy has an amazing battery life and will just, yeah, it's great. I got a nice big chip in here. I think I can get 5 hours with this. And then here's my spare battery pack. I should bring a charger as well, just in case I have a chance to plug in. It's nice to keep this fully charged as often as possible. Anytime you stop, it's nice to go find an outlet, plug this in and keep it charged just in case. I think that's about it. All of the camera stuff goes in my frame bag where I can get at it. And yeah, I'm ready to go bike camping. I mean, that's as good as it gets right there. Time to get everything put back on the bike. Okay, everything looks good there. There's little Velcro straps under the bag here that just kind of keep it from really flopping around in extreme situations. For most road touring, you don't need to do it, but for good measure, I do. And there's still a lot of room in the bag here for snacks and whatever. I might make a couple of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches just in case. It's kind of my go-to. So that's all good there. Selfie stick. And then this guy fits in this way. Gotta put my Crocs in here yet. All right, so get it in there good. And then you can pull up on these. So you get that all cinched in good and tight. Let's do one of those numbers. That's pretty good. Close up of the rear bag. And then down here, oh yeah, I added my little lock there. Frame bag. Room in there for snacks too. And then the rando bag up front. The cockpit's all locked and loaded. And then tent and sleeping bag. And the lowriders. I think we are all set and ready for a camping trip.